Am I the only one that doesn't like to see a lady's pant liners? This wardrobe malfunction is a turnoff for me. What if turning you on isn't every woman's goal? Yeah, no one asked for your opinion on anyone's fashion whatsoever. No one on earth could care less. They actually cannot care any less than they do about your opinion of anyone else. You're a loser. What are British comedies? Love Island? If you want a good British comedy, look up the title of your favorite US show and type UK after. You'll be able to watch the funnier original. I mean, 9 times out of 10, that really is the case, but I feel like there were slight improvements on certain ones. Which ones? I'm not gonna tell you, because now it's started an argument. Oh boy. Should we tell Netflix how this ends? Netflix plans to open brick-and-mortar locations. I'm sure they do. Nigerian men are actually more stingy than... Okay. You must have begged across countries to figure this out. I celebrate you. You know what I celebrate? All the new merch over at MKShop.com. Ryanair. Oh boy. I'll bring my own stairs next time. Bring your own plane next time, too. Isn't this the company where the dude said that if he could, he would get rid of all the... excuse me. All the seats and charge everyone like $1? What are your best MD shows up on scene moments? I have 2. My partner was part-time from another service and is known for controlling his scene. We have a mass casualty MVC, and I was in one car treating, waiting for extrication, and a gloved hand touched my shoulder. I said, "Don't you ever touch me with a glove." "Oh, hey, Doug." It was my medical director. He said, "Do you need help?" I said, "No, I'm good, but check on my boy that's intubating that guy next to the transmission in the road." What? "Hey, T, this is so weird to read. "I'm sending you our medical director." He's like, "Thanks for the warning. I would have cussed him." Same intersection, multiple patients, and question gets asked, who was that lady helping everyone? Well, she was the chief of emergency medicine at the nearest hospital on her way to an anniversary dinner with her husband, and now she's in the back of an ambulance because your husband's dumbass doesn't know how to yield. I feel like I should take a screenshot of this story and post it in this subreddit. I have no idea what's going on. Decriminalize all drugs? So when a violent crime is committed by someone high on drugs, for instance, driving high in vehicular homicide occurs or going into a violent rage while on the law has its hands tied and the victim of the crime has less rights than a drug user? What? Where'd you get that from? Exactly. When they legalized alcohol, we literally stopped arresting people for driving drunk. You can actually kill someone while drunk and they can't even arrest you. Just say, alcohol is legal, and they have to let you go. Climate change denier gets demolished. Oh, I bet. Remember when they spent years telling us to panic over the hole in the ozone layer and then suddenly Oh, yeah, I've seen this one before. What happened is scientists discovered chlorofluorocarbons, I hope I'm saying that one right, were bad for the ozone. Countries believed them. The Montreal Protocol was signed and CFC use fell by 99.7%, leading to the stabilization of the ozone layer. Perhaps the greatest example of global cooperation in history. Oh man, I know Matt can kind of read, but if he did get around to reading this response, I'm sure that his reaction would have been, "Yeah, you're wrong, though. That's not real. I see the trans profile pic. OP really thought real life was Reddit. Holy crap. Looking at your comment history, you're the most desperate, fragile individual I have seen on this app. You're so obviously in pain. Even the slightest hint of criticism sends you into a rage spiral. It's not a loop, it's a spiral. Every opinion you express is always the most hyperbolic, cartoonishly spiteful version of your position you could possibly come up with. Millions of people go through what you go through every day, and the majority of them still manage to act like halfway decent people. Wouldn't it be nice to have people actually want to be around you? It's not beyond your ability to make that happen." Oh, great. Love seeing that face again. Yesterday, I went undercover at Kent State to ask students what they think about the Kent State gun girl. Surprisingly, no one recognized me until I took the glasses off. You're not undercover if no one knows who you are in the first place. And I distinctly remember, I think it was in the video, where she took off her disguise and they still had no idea who the f she was, because no one gives a rat's ass. No one ever did. What's Fortnite? Call me on the telephone. I'll give you a million reasons to play you and I. Who are you? I mean, hey, look, the man answered Gaga or Stephanie. I don't know know how you really prefer to be addressed. Is that the right term here? Nepo baby McCain gets schooled by Georgetown professor. I'm shocked you were admitted. You're a professor at Georgetown? LOL. What pieces of shit are in higher education teaching our kids right now? It's so hideous it's actually insane. Yes, I've written several well-regarded books, none of them piggybacking on my parents. I went through something called a job search and then something called promotion review twice. All processes governed by what's called professional standards. Info available online. Ooh. You know how to find an atheist? They'll tell you. Yeah, those atheists wearing their atheist necklaces and atheist earrings and building gigantic atheist monuments and congregating to yell out loud about how much they love atheism. I do that. I do all of that. You don't go to atheist church? I mean, come on, man. Let me guess. The guy who responded here with this little blurb is probably an atheist. Apparently, OP doesn't have Google. Lazy posters are lazy. And your last post was asking for help finding a guitar within your $600 price range. So... yeah, that's kind of weird. On somebody for being too lazy to Google when what you need help with is the easiest thing you can Google. Islam is a lie. I'm an ex-Muslim. Jesus is the only way. Damn, what sect were you part of? All right, those are food dishes. Yeah, I'm not gonna try and read them, but yeah, nice try. Girl looking like Greta Thunberg, so that kind of explains everything. Greta's desperately trying to move out of your head, but the rent is unbeatable, dude. Not only do masks reduce your O2 and increase your... wow, I still can't believe that anybody in their right mind is saying anything this stupid still. These tweets are probably from a couple of years ago, but nonetheless, wow. Which makes you wheeze or gasp, but they also provide warm, damp breeding grounds for pathogens to breathe in. That will progressively make you ill. For those who want more respiratory illnesses, job done. Man, the amount of doctors and surgeons that die from using them is insane. Absolutely none of that is true. And your exact qualifications for stating that are a degree in medicine and fellowship of the Royal College of Anesthetists, for which I was examined in respiratory physiology and the mechanics of gas transfer. What are yours? I Googled, and then my uncle on Facebook told me. Taxation is theft and the military keeps us safe. Get over it. Did you just advocate for the military and denounce taxation in the same breath? Do you think the military runs on Duncan? That's what I always thought, man. $800 billion worth of Duncan every year. That's a lot of donuts. Does your door don't have... wait, hold on. Let me try that one more time because this is clearly written perfectly. Does your doors don't have locks? Does your English haveth good? You speak English because it's the only language you know. I speak English because it's the only language you know. We are not the same. Woo! Got him. Hi there. Sorry for the delayed response. I wasn't feeling well. Let me know if you're interested in seeing me. I can do $1,000 to screw you raw outside the rest of the night. You seem like the type of guy that... all right. Oh my God, there's a lot more. You seem like the type of guy that drives an older Honda Civic slammed with the loud exhaust. Favorite movie is definitely Fight Club. You got a small handful of close friends that you've been friends with since elementary school, so they're constantly telling people, oh, that's just how he is. He's harmless. They're constantly apologizing for you everywhere you go, and none of your friends that are... Jesus, crop it better. And none of your friends that are in serious relationships can have you over anymore or hang out with you because you're such a douchebag. I have no idea what just transpired. Boys literally have zero excuses for not having communication skills because I've seen y'all play video games together and you describe where you're at like it's life or death. That's because our teammates actually communicate back. It wouldn't work as well if we said, hey Jason, are you pinned down? And he responded with, don't worry about it, it's fine. You should have been over here anyways, but whatever, I'm not upset or anything. Right. Allah and Ram? And Ram? Is it Ram? Ram? I don't care. Are comic book characters. They're not real. Dude, how can Allah be a comic book character if he isn't allowed to be drawn in any way, shape, or form? Oh boy. CPI, X-Food, Energy, Shelter, and Used Car... okay. The war on inflation is over. We won at very little cost. It's a good thing that we don't need food, energy, or shelter to live. I will never understand how humans are at the top of the food chain or ever became the top of the food chain. Regardless of technology, we're pretty dumb and awful. The female mind, the beta mind, and the liberal mind are all the same. None of them can comprehend the levels of alpha male in this one photo. Every woman within 100 miles of this photo just covered her drink. Yeah, look, I'm the whitest guy I know, and even my cheeks don't turn bright red whenever I'm doing whatever whatever this is. Taking a selfie? Come on, Pumpkin. You don't need to be embarrassed. I think my favorite quote tweet for this, I do not know who said this, but if they're watching this video, you're a genius, where they said, I guarantee you if a balloon popped within 40 feet of this group of guys, at least 2 of them would scream. It might be circular, but all definitions are circular in a way, so I don't really care. If anything, the analytic side of defining truth is the less controversial one. What do you mean by circular? By circular, I mean circular. Okay, and what do you mean by circular? Like, you understand this is not clever, right? This is, what is that word? Sophistry or sophistry? What does that mean? I'm stupid. Because elements typically end in ium? American grammar rules are weird, he said, speaking American. It's called English and it was created in Britain. What? Honey, you need to use my tweezers to find your Oh, sweetheart. I'm a grown man with a beautiful wife and kids, so little insults have zero effect on me. But if you'd ever like to send those tweezers over, I'd gladly pluck out a couple of pubes so you can sprinkle them on your head where your hairline used to be. Now, kindly crawl out of my DMs, you White Walker. Jeez, dude. Holy crap. Believe what you see, not what you're told. Okay, I've been told you're a genius, but I've only ever seen you behave like a f***ing moron. Yeah? Dude? Oh, that fall from grace is beautiful. He's probably one of the most embarrassing people I've ever seen in my life, and I exist. I have to see myself in the mirror every day. If you Catholic mofos were really so interested in God's design, you'd develop a theological appreciation of beetle biology. We really just say anything on here, huh? British evolutionary biologist and geneticist J.B.S. Haldane quipped that if a god or divine being had created all living organisms on Earth, then the creator must have an inordinate fondness for beetles. Beetles, or all that fun stuff, account for a greater number of species than any other single group of living animal. Approximately 1 out of every 4 species on Earth is a beetle. Holy crap, that's, I don't even want to verify that. Even if that's bullshit, I'm just gonna choose to believe it, you know? Willful ignorance. Lady Mandalorians have boob armor? Oh, come on, seriously? You're right. Armor should totally be manufactured exclusively to fit a male body, and women should cram uncomfortably into it. Because denying your own body contours to achieve a male-inspired standard is somehow consistent with feminist ideals. Oh, it's Sarkeesian. Okay, haven't seen that name in a while. What's your address? I'm spending the night. 4351 Pasadena Avenue. That's the animal shelter. Yeah, they take in strays, not me. Good night. Okay. Oh, this one seems like it's gonna be interesting. Got on the Glasgow subway at Byers Road to the south side, but I couldn't work out if I was going in the right direction. Never fear, there's a sign inside the coach. Only it's in Gaelic, and me, like 99% of the population, can't read or speak it. This advertisement is for a website relating to the Gaelic language and learning Gaelic, however the original poster has chosen to crop this out. If I managed to get on the wrong train on the Glasgow subway, I would simply not criticize any decision anyone else had ever made for the rest of my life. Under an announcement of Nightshade, a software that's supposed to poison datasets used for generative AI. Alright? You're trying to destroy the efforts of countless AI researchers and feeling smug about it. Blocking human progress, it's not human f***ing progress, to benefit the individual, and you have the audacity to virtue signal. You're crying that somebody put hot sauce in the lunch you stole from the work fridge. Down with generative AI. Down with it. I don't care. I would love to see every major studio, gaming or not, go completely motherfucking bankrupt if they absolutely refuse to budge on AI replacing people. They want it to replace people. They don't want it to be a tool. They want it to replace the workers almost entirely, or to whatever extent they can as soon as possible, because it saves them 2 extra cents a year. Impressing stunt by Red Bull? Impressing? Nah, he had way too much clearance on that landing for it to be impressive these days. Not sure what the boat has to do with anything either. Brave words for someone who only tastes adrenaline when he grabs the last slice of pizza before anyone else. Come on, how does that have a downvote? That's pathetic. How does that... Ugh, so lame, dude. That is a cool stunt. I don't give a shit. But no, let's upvote that douchebag. Sure. Pretty sure our entire culture is heterophobic. Right. Yeah, I can't tell you how many people yell at my wife and I for holding hands. We hold it together most days. But when our families kidnapped us and put us into a conversion camp, I just broke down and finally accepted into me the Trinity of God and the Holy Spirit. That's the dumbest comment I've ever read in my life. Our entire culture is heterophobic. People like this guy will do anything to feel or be oppressed. You are not. You are absolutely not. Straight people have never been oppressed at large. That's not how that works. That's never been the case. At least not over here in the US. But man, being anything but, woo! Yeah. Torture. Have you ever wondered why the Wikimedia Foundation wants so much money? It certainly isn't needed to operate Wikipedia. You can literally fit a copy of the entire text on your phone. So, what's the money for? Inquiring minds want to know. The Wikimedia Foundation is a charitable nonprofit providing free access to Wikipedia. While a text and English-only copy of Wikipedia is about 51 gigabytes, including all media and supported language, totals 428 terabytes. In 2022, Wikimedia had $154 million in revenue with $145 million in expenses. Yeah, it's only one of the most valuable things we have ever created with the internet. It genuinely is. I consider Wikimedia and Wikipedia to be, well, at this point, a utility. It's something that we should all have a right to at this point. It really is. And I know there's a bunch of people out there, our teachers included, that say, it's a terrible source. Not the sources, though, because Wikipedia has to use sources. And I don't know, the people that are monitoring that are pretty good. Honestly, you can change any page to something incredibly stupid, and then 14 microseconds later, some dude named Youradipshit451 will have it completely erased and put back to what it was before you can take your next breath. It's insane. Elon, go actually f*** yourself, you freak. I'm so tired of your whiny bitch bullshit. ChatGPT's performance over previous natural language machines is certainly not trivial, but it passing an MBA exam, among other assessments of those pages, is hardly a surprise or even a reason to catastrophize the situation in the way people have been doing for the last month or so. You are so misinformed and yet so confident. I'm an actual research scientist in AI, and I can tell you ChatGPT's performance is a staggering leap forward. Prior language models made very little progress on long-form question answering and understanding, even when trained on the exact dataset the questions were drawn from. ChatGPT was trained on the entire internet and is able to not only understand complex questions, but give high-quality answers consistently. This is a massive step forward and unlocks entirely new industries. The methods they develop, fine-tuning self-supervised language models, using learning from human feedback alone are a huge deal. Just because you're contrarian doesn't mean you're right. Now, there's always going to be contrarians to everything. They don't mean anything. Reminder that acne doesn't make you ugly, a heart full of hate does. I'm sure I'd feel the same way if I was a skinny white girl with blue eyes and blonde hair. This girl posted a picture featuring her cystic acne uncovered, something that's extremely stigmatized, in order to make a statement and spread positivity. That's it. That's all she did. She didn't say she was the face of people with acne or act like she has it harder than other people. She shared a feature that I'm sure she's been shamed for and has struggled to love. She's literally 17 years old and you're 27. Stop being a d- to kids when they haven't done anything wrong. Yeah, as someone that grew up with really, really bad acne and still to this day suffers from other things like eczema that shows up in really weird spots, how about you go f*** yourself? Did you just compare sodomy to eating pork? This theologically is actually fine because all sin is equal in God's eyes. All of it's equal? Well, that doesn't make much sense. All of it's equal? Every single sin. It's just all under one umbrella. Okay, wait a minute. I murder my neighbor. Okay, sin. I eat the wrong type of food. Okay, no, I see how those are exactly the same thing. No, I get it. Yes, we did. They're both in the book, so who are you to choose which is better? Are you saying you're God? I mean, what if they did? Well, you don't get AIDS from eating pork. Nature trying to tell you something. Show me where AIDS is in the Bible. You can get AIDS from heterosex too, kid. She really be sliding. Like, really? What? Free Tory. Go visit him. None of that made any sense to me. I'll go when you go see your pops. I know it's been a long time. Actually, we own a law firm and an investment property business together. We tell each other we love each other regularly. When I was a kid, he taught me how to tie a tie, throw a ball, think logically, etc. I saw him before he left for court this morning. We also win cases together. Yeah, I know it's been a long time. For a second there, I thought your dad was asleep. Looks like he's just checking his phone, though. There is nothing toxic about your masculinity. Not natively earlier, inherently no. It's the mindset that you are better than all those women or these smaller men or everyone else because you got bigger boob muscles. If I say flat tire, that refers to a tire that is flat. It does not suggest that all tires are flat, but that there are tires which are flat and they should be dealt with. Saying toxic masculinity refers to a type of masculinity that is toxic. It does not suggest all masculinity is toxic. Men should be aware of the existence of toxic masculinity versus healthy masculinity, so they can see to be the kind of men, or seek to be the kind of men, who make people around them want to be better and serve the world. Yeah, toxic masculinity is garbage. For instance, being told that as a man, if you cry, you're a or a bitch or worthless. I don't know, if you unironically believe that, you should probably smack your head into a mirror until you learn. How is a same-sex marriage consummated? It can't be consummated. Have you tried lube? A woman's intuition is never wrong. Way too many single mothers out there for this to be true.